Remember that we are learning to plan and interact, watch, respond, reflect. This approach helps create opportunities for children to use communication and for caregivers to notice communication and respond. Last time, we learned about watching your child's communication. You planned and then interacted with your child. Then you watched for your child's communication, like gestures, sounds, eye movements, and words. Watching was about slowing down to notice what your child is trying to tell you through their communication. After you watch your child's communication, the next step is to respond. Responding means repeating what your child communicated or said and adding a word or two. After you have planned and interacted, watched, and responded, the last step is to reflect. Reflect means to think about whether what you planned worked well for you and your child, or if you might want to try something else. In today's group, we will focus on the third step, respond. Make sure to have your handout ready to follow along. Responding to your child's communication is one of the best ways to support language development because it helps reinforce to your child that they are doing a good job of communicating. It is rewarding to have your response. Responding also gives your child an example of how to use gestures and words. To be most helpful, your response should happen within a few seconds and repeat and add. Repeat the child's communication and add 1 or 2 words. This helps the child advance their communication one stage at a time. For example, if you watch your child use a gesture, respond by repeating the gesture and adding a word reflecting what your child might say if they could. If you watch your child use a vocalization, respond with a word reflecting what your child might say if they could. If you watch your child use a word, respond with a 2-word phrase by imitating their word and adding a new one. If you watch your child use a 2-word phrase, respond with a 3 or 4-word phrase by repeating their 2-word phrase and adding 1 or 2 new words. When you respond, you should respond to all communication, including gestures and sounds, right away. Say what you think your child is trying to say. Add at least 1 word and talk using simple sentences. This is true even if you think your child can use a more advanced communication skill. Pause the video here and talk with your group about the questions on your handout. Keep in mind, you can also respond and model communication for your child without giving them what they want. For example, the child may be saying cookies as they point at the cookie jar and look at you. You can respond by repeating what they said and adding a word or 2 as a model of how to use words in this scenario. I want cookies. Then you can pause after a few moments and say, sorry, no cookies right now. If something your child says or does feels frustrating to you, it's okay to ignore it for the time being. You might also decide to practice later when you are feeling more able to respond. In this video of a caregiver-child interaction, you will be looking for ways the caregiver responds to their child's communication. As a reminder, we are practicing with praise. That means noting all of the things a caregiver did well. When we practice with praise with others, it can remind you to use self-encouragement because the most important thing is to keep practicing and doing your best. When we respond, we are modeling the next level of communication for children by adding a word or 2 to what they gestured or said as soon as we notice their communication. Let's look at some examples of caregivers responding to their child's communication attempts. As you watch, look for examples that match where your child is in their stage of communication.
Do you want to help me play a game where we run and stop?
Yes.
Royce is working on his language. Help me notice when he says go.
Okay. Ready, set, go!
Go! Stop! Go! Stop!
Go.
Go again! Stop!
Go.
Go again! Do you want to help me play a game where we run and stop?
Yes.
Royce is working on his language. Help me notice when he says go.
Okay. Ready, set, go!
Stop. Go. Stop. Go. Stop.
Go.
Go again. Stop.
Go.
Go again.
This was a fun way to practice language. The caregiver is reflecting that they want to keep practicing using pause and wait next time they go outside with their child. Pause here and talk with your group about what went well in this interaction. Today you learned about the respond step. Responding to your child's communication is one of the best ways to support language development because it provides a language model or an example of how to use words. To be most helpful, your response should repeat gestures, sounds, and words that your child uses, and add 1 or 2 words right after your child communicates. Next time, we will provide more tips on responding after you have a chance to practice with your child. Be sure to review your take-home activity and complete the reflection about what went well today and how this group could be improved in the future.